There's a new Jurassic World trailer out, and I've got some thoughts, so hold on to your butts. This episode's brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com and use promo code Murrell for a special offer, and stay tuned after the video for more info. Hello everybody, I'm Dan Murrell here with my thoughts on the first trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, which hit yesterday. Now, for a very long time, I was known mainly on the internet as the guy who hates Jurassic World, thanks to an epic early movie fight. It's hard to believe it's been almost 10 years since Jurassic World came out. And to be fair, in the last 10 years, I've revisited Jurassic World a number of times, and I still dislike it intensely. But that doesn't stop me from getting a little twinge of excitement every time there's a new Jurassic movie out, because I have that hope that maybe this is the movie, this is the one that's going to turn the franchise around. Well, I've had that twinge since 1993 when I was 10 years old, and it hasn't really paid off yet. And judging from the first look that we got at Jurassic World Rebirth, I think that I may have a little while longer to wait. So let's talk about the trailer itself first, and then my thoughts on the franchise and this entry overall, or at least my initial thoughts going in. And the first thing that I noticed was the dialogue in this trailer. Now, trailer dialogue is usually not great anyway, and I will say that this dialogue really didn't seem to crackle. It didn't jump off the screen, largely because a lot of it seemed to be Frankenbiting Scarlett Johansson together in order to explain the plot.
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be. This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We also get 3 instances of the "I'm going to repeat what you just said in order to make a humorous point" humor beat.
I'm a mission specialist.
Sorry, what mission?
More or less.
More or less?
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
Which, to be fair, isn't anything new. It's from the "they fly now" school of comedy.
They fly now!
They fly now! They fly now!
Also, and maybe it's because this movie is being produced on a ridiculously short schedule, I think the dinosaurs look the worst in this trailer that we've seen in any Jurassic World or Jurassic Park movie so far. Now, it is early, so there's still some time to get those VFX done, but the shot of the 2 dinosaurs in the field, that's like early 2000s TV level bad. Not the most encouraging thing in the world. Also, it appears that one of the dinosaurs is some kind of hybrid of a dinosaur and Doomsday from Batman v Superman. So I guess we've got a Justice League crossover incoming. Character-wise, and again, this is just a trailer, and trailers don't usually do that much to sell you on a character, but I didn't exactly see any signs that the next Ian Malcolm is lurking amongst this group of characters. Now, Mahershala Ali is a great actor. He's got 2 Oscars. Those have to be good for something, but it feels kind of like these characters were plucked out of a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World catalog and stuck into some kind of a Mad Lib. And that goes for what we seem to know of the plot as well, because from everything I can gather, and you may want to sit down for this movie is about a bunch of scientists who get stranded on an island with some dinosaurs and have to run from them. Now, I understand that this is a franchise, and there are certain things that fans are going to expect, but this is also the only major movie franchise that's about dinosaurs, and you can do anything with them. You can send them to New York, you can shoot them into space, you can come up with a new scenario featuring likable characters that the audience can relate to, which would really be the best way to replicate what the first movie did. And yet, so far, this franchise hasn't really done any of that. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was the only movie I think that really set up an interesting new premise, which was the idea of dinosaurs in the real world. And then we got that little prequel thing at the drive-in movie that I didn't think was amazing, but I thought it was some of the best Jurassic Park stuff that we've gotten in a long time. And then when Jurassic World Dominion came out, they pretty much abandoned that after the whole Malta sequence and went right back into the jungle again. And I don't understand it, because there are so many different possibilities there. I mean, when you look at the trajectory of this franchise, you've got the OG Jurassic Park on Isla Nublar. Then you've got Lost World, which is on Isla Sorna with the whole Site B stuff. Jurassic Park 3, you're back on Isla Sorna. Jurassic World, you're back on Isla Nublar. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, you're back on Isla Nublar, and then you're in some guy's basement. Jurassic World Dominion, you're in the real world for a while, but then you're back on what may as well be Isla Nublar or Isla Sorna. And then you've got this movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, which is either on Isla Sorna again or on some kind of third island. Apparently, this was the island where all the really bad dinosaurs went. I mean, no wonder John Hammond couldn't afford to pay Nedry. He was spending all of his money ferrying the dinosaurs between all of his different secret islands that nobody talks or mentions about until the sequels. And for me, it's not just about the repetition of the setting, it's also about the repetition of the plot. So The Lost World was about an expedition and they all get stranded there when the dinosaurs attack. Jurassic Park 3 was about a family who's with the scientists who get stranded when the dinosaurs attack. And then from what I've read about this movie, it's about an expedition that gets stranded on an island when the dinosaurs attack, along with a family who also gets stranded on the island when the dinosaurs attack. It's like the plots for this franchise got frozen in amber around 1997, and they just never really decided to do anything about it. We need a Mr. Plot DNA to come in here, grab some frog stuff, and mix this whole thing up a little bit. And even when you look at the specific things that we see in this trailer, it looks like we're going to do the mutated or hybrid dinosaurs again. Of course, you've got the raptors and you've got the T-Rexes because they're pretty much the franchise. David Koepp even said that he went back to Michael Crichton's original book and grabbed sequences from there, like the river sequence, which I think that we see in the trailer for the movie. I remember that. They have strip mined this franchise so much at this point that it's just an empty mine. And it's like Universal, it feels like they keep handing me a bunch of dirt and saying, here you go, it's a diamond. And I look at it and I'm like, no, there's no diamonds here. This is just a bunch of dirt. There's nothing left. And the one thing I can't really say too much about yet is the tone of the movie, because this is just a trailer and I'm going to reserve some judgment until the movie actually comes out. But I think the problem with the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World sequels versus the original movie is that the first Jurassic Park was a movie about people that you knew and people that you cared about who were running from monsters. And every sequel, progressively, I think more and more so, has been about a bunch of monsters who are chasing a bunch of people that you don't really care about. My hope would be that this movie would be able to reverse that a little bit. And you've got David Koepp coming back to write this movie. He wrote the original Jurassic Park. I think he also wrote or co-wrote The Lost World as well. But this is not the David Koepp of 1993 or even 2003. So I really hope that he's able to recapture some of that magic. But if he does, he's going to be able to do something that no other movie really, Lost World a little bit, has been able to do for over 30 years. Now, many people are putting their eggs in the Gareth Edwards basket because he is the director of the film. And listen, I love 2014's Godzilla. Not a lot of people did. I love Rogue One. It's my favorite of the new Star Wars movies. I was even one of those weird people that loved The Creator. It was one of my favorite movies the year that it came out. And a lot of people say, well, you know what? Gareth Edwards has taken the reins on a big Hollywood franchise before, and look what he's been able to do with it. And I agree with that, but at the same time, there's one key difference between Gareth Edwards coming onto this movie and Gareth Edwards going on to the other films. Jurassic World Rebirth was announced last January 22nd, so just over a year ago. Nobody even really knew it was happening until then. Gareth Edwards wasn't announced as director until February 20th of last year, so less than a year ago, and filming wrapped in September. So how do you go from announcing a director to wrapping the shoot of the movie in 7 months? Well, it's because Universal had already set the date for this movie as July 2nd, 2025, and they fast-tracked the whole thing. There was a THR story I was reading that said that David Leitch turned down this movie because he wasn't going to really get to have a whole lot of creative input. They said they were looking for somebody who was more of a shooter than an auteur. And I would make the argument that one huge reason why Gareth Edwards was able to do so well with the other big franchises he's gotten is because he was on board way earlier on those movies than he was on this movie. For example, he was announced as the director of Godzilla in January 2011, more than 3 years before the movie even came out. He was on board while the script was being written. He was there during the design process. He was announced as the director of Rogue One more than 2 years before that movie came out. He was attached to the creator 3 years before it came out. Rebirth wrapped 7 months after he was announced as director. This to me sounds like, and I hope that I'm wrong, another version of a story that we've seen play out so many times before, which is that a big franchise hires a buzzy director that's going to get a bunch of fans excited. They hand him a script and a bunch of pre-production and some storyboards, and they just go, here, we need you to shoot this. Sometimes that's worked, but I would argue that the outcome has been negative far more times than it's been positive. Now, it may not sound like it, but I do genuinely hope that this is a good movie. It's just that every single thing that I saw in this trailer and everything that I've read about the film leads me to worry, and I think with some justification, that that's not going to be the case, that this is just another franchise rush job from a studio that wanted another $1 billion on the ledger. And this movie may very well make $1 billion. It could be the #1 movie of the summer, but I don't think that financial success would solve the creative problems that I think the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchises had for a very, very long time. Overall, I was not really impressed with this trailer. It felt like blockbuster movie, the movie. You could have interchanged dinosaurs with just about anything else. But I would prefer a terrible trailer, great movie scenario to a terrible trailer, terrible movie scenario. If this movie turns out to be bad, I'm not going to sit here and gloat. I'm going to be frustrated once again that we couldn't somehow make a good movie about freaking dinosaurs, the one thing that everybody on this planet thinks is pretty much the coolest thing ever. However, both of those trailer scenarios I think are preferable to the great trailer, terrible movie scenario, which has stung me, I think, the worst out of all of them. I mean, Suicide Squad still hurts. I don't know, some people would probably just say that I should give up hope, and I didn't find much hope based on how they've sold this movie so far. But I do have that hope. I'm going to walk into the theater when Jurassic World Rebirth comes out with the wish that somehow through this dead husk of a franchise, a newborn, wonderful dinosaur movie is going to walk out. Or in other words, I'm going to walk into Jurassic World Rebirth hoping against hope that life, finds a way. So those are my thoughts on the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer. What do you think? Are you more hopeful about the movie than I am? Let me know down in the comments below. And before we go, I want to thank the sponsor for this video. This episode's brought to you by Manscaped. Okay, guys, let's talk about personal grooming. It's not just important for how you look, it's also important for how you feel. But it can be a hassle, full of cuts and rashes, and the further south you go, the worse it can be. That's why Manscaped is here with something that's all right there in the name, the Beard and Balls Bundle. Alliteration is fun, isn't it? To do the job right, you need the right tools, and this bundle offers everything you need. The Beard Hedger for, well, your beard, and the Lawnmower for everything downstairs. The Beard Hedger offers 20 adjustable settings for any kind of beard that you want to rock, and the Lawnmower 5.0 has interchangeable foil and trimmer blades to ensure a comfortable experience, plus an LED light to make sure you're not missing any spots or heading somewhere you shouldn't be. I've actually been using Manscaped products for a while now, and I can say that if they didn't work, I wouldn't be talking about them, because the last thing I would do is to tell you to get something that might put your privates in peril. Both of these Manscaped devices are waterproof, allowing for easy use in the shower, and they're also travel friendly, which means that you can groom on the road. Plus, Manscaped offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try the bundle risk-free. Don't cut corners on your grooming routine. Upgrade to the Beard and Balls Bundle from Manscaped. Visit manscaped.com and use code Murrell to get 20% off plus free shipping. Whether you're suiting up for work, heading out for a night on the town, or just relaxing at home, Manscaped has everything you need to stay sharp. Your skin will thank you, and so will everyone else. Thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned right here for the latest in movie news, reviews, box office, and more. Until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.